Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brandon Brooks here, the founder of Inventrify. I hope you're all doing very well this evening. I just want to have a brief conversation with you today about some of the relief packages from the federal government and what's going on with them. So, as I'm sure that we all know, the PPP, which is the Paycheck Protection Program, had a little bit of a disastrous first round. The second round has been a little bit better. I've seen a lot more small businesses that have been able to secure funding through the second round, although it still has not been perfect and there's still been some issues. It is a lot better than the first round. A quick update on that: as of today, 407 publicly traded companies got loans. Only 61 of them have been returned. So there is still a lot more work to do there. The Treasury Department initially had a deadline for the loans to be returned with no questions asked. As of yesterday, they decided to extend that deadline until Monday, May 18th. So we hope that more of those businesses and publicly traded companies will return the funding that, again, was meant for small businesses. But that's kind of a we will wait and see, and to see what the consequences, if any, will be. The Treasury Department has said that there will be severe consequences and penalties for companies that cannot say in good faith they took out these loans that can be forgivable. Now, the Paycheck Protection Program was one thing, but another program that is not being talked about a lot yet is the Main Street Lending Program. That's really what I want to bring awareness to today because it's of vital importance. The first round of Paycheck Protection Program was for $349 billion. The second round of the Paycheck Protection Program was for $310 billion. This Main Street Lending Program is for $600 billion. And it's really meant to help the Main Street businesses of your community. And if you're unaware of what a Main Street business is, that is really the local salons, barber shops, auto body shops, indie retailers that are within your community, kind of the staples that have been within your community for a while, and some of which have been the hardest hit throughout this pandemic. Unfortunately, this program, although it has not yet been launched and the money is already set aside, I see some issues with it already, and that's kind of what I want to bring to light today. The minimum loan amount that you can apply for is $500,000. We have not seen the full requirements for this yet, but what I can say is most of these local community businesses that operate and have been mainstays within your community for years, decades, and some cases longer, do not need $500,000 right now. Do not need to take on $500,000 in debt right now. And more than likely, they aren't going to qualify, which again, we haven't seen the exact parameters for it yet. But more than likely, they will not qualify for this $600 billion relief package because they're not going to need $500,000. And even if they did qualify, most businesses do not want to take on more debt right now, which was such a great point about the Paycheck Protection Program. Even though it did have some issues, one of the greatest pieces was as long as you followed certain guidelines, that loan would be forgiven, meaning your company was not taking on debt in a time when there's so much uncertainty. And even once businesses open up, there's still more uncertainty because of certain stipulations that businesses have to follow, and most are not able to operate at full capacity right now. So with this program, us being unsure of the exact parameters of it and a minimum loan amount of $500,000, that leaves to question, who is this money going to go to? Because I promise you that money has already been set aside. It's not going to just sit in an open account, with nobody taking it on. So we really have to start now pressuring Congress, pressuring the Treasury Department, which we can do via pressuring Congress, to give us more details on this, and to change some of the parameters, such as the minimum loan amount of $500,000. No business, community business, is going to want to take that on. And if that's the businesses we're trying to save, which we should because they're the lifeline of our economy and they're mainstays within our communities, we really have to speak up now and take action now. Before it's too late. If we wait until this program hits the fan and we see multiple, maybe even more than the Paycheck Protection Program, publicly traded companies got this money for whatever reason they may come up with, um, then we're going to see more of our small businesses and more of our local community businesses close up shop, in which is going to have a strong ripple effect within our economy, as we've already seen somewhat of, but really on a small scale of what can potentially happen if we don't act now. So my hope is to bring awareness to this situation. I hope you all speak on it, share it. If you have business owner friends, even ones that aren't business owners but care about what's going on in their community, I hope that we are able to share this information with them and we can start taking action now. It starts with each one of us. We saw from the Paycheck Protection Program that our voices do matter. We made changes in that second round, came out marginally better than the first round was. We need to get ahead of this program before it hits the disaster period so that we can realistically try to get some assistance and relief for the small businesses within our communities. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you all found this information valuable, and I really do hope that you share this information with everybody in your community. Thank you all. Have a great evening, and Inventrify your world.